In today's BizWatch, China's May Consumer Price Index sees the highest monthly increase in 2 years. The cost of dealing with Shanghai's household rubbish. Can we clean up more efficiently? And we talked to an investor about growing potential for clean energy in China.
Given the scale and size of coal power generation in China.
Hello and welcome to this edition of BizWatch. I'm Qingyi. First, let's have a recap of major business news in China. China's consumer price index for May rose 3.4% from last May, the highest monthly increase in 2 years. Food prices rose 8.3%, causing concern for the central bank. However, the bank will take the whole CPI into consideration before taking macro control measures to ease inflationary pressure. May is the third month this year to have a CPI increase above the 3% warning level. While food prices are on the rise, Chinese residents' bank savings shrank by nearly 280 billion yuan in May, a historic monthly high. Analysts say residents are taking out money mostly for stock investment and suggest the government cancel the current interest tax to arrest the falling trend in bank savings. Non-regular apartment sellers in Shanghai will be charged a land appreciation tax starting July 15th. Properties are categorized as non-regular if they don't meet certain requirements for floor area ratios, sizes, and prices. Sellers will be charged 0.5% of deal amount if properties are retained for less than 3 years, 0.25% if between 3 and 5 years, and none if over 5 years. And still to come on BizWatch, could Shanghai dispose of its rubbish more efficiently? We examine the city's system for household waste disposal. In this week's highlight, we find out whether garbage cans on the streets of Shanghai can help us protect the environment and bring financial reward. We'll also hear from a venture capitalist about investing in alternative energy technology companies. Shanghai's Sanitation Bureau recently conducted a survey to review the way the city sorts its household rubbish, a scheme that's been in place for nearly a decade. This week, Cai Zhe looks at the effectiveness of the system and examines the relative cost efficiency of rubbish sorting at source or after collection.
The latest report by the Shanghai Waste Management Bureau shows that the city produces more than 18,000 tons of household rubbish every day. The amount has been increasing at a rate of 2.3% on a yearly basis.
Since 1998, we have promoted the idea of classifying used batteries and glass from daily rubbish among local residents. And since 2000, we have been separating the rubbish into organic and non-organic.
Currently, more than 60% of cities' rubbish bins are designated with signage saying recyclable and non-recyclable. In 2006, Shanghai replaced or added more than 10,000 rubbish bins on the streets at a cost of 500 yuan each. Waste sorting doesn't come cheap.
Apart from refurbishing the rubbish bins, to do the job properly, 2 transport teams would be needed to collect and transport the different kinds of waste. The costs would be very high. However, the rate of correctly located rubbish is only 50 to 60%. It's not high enough for the city to take the risk of a higher cost burden, as well as generating emission pollution by using more trucks.
Take a central district in Shanghai as an example. Every day, 35 trucks travel between more than 700 trash depots in the district, serving around 2% of Shanghai's total population. And more than 110 staff are required. So the daily operation cost for this district can be as high as 60,000 yuan. The economic benchmark for waste sorting at discard stage is when the rate of rubbish sorting by households hits 80%. Until then, the city's focus is on efficient processing of the rubbish after it arrives at the main depot.
Urban rubbish in Shanghai contains a high percentage of water and organic content, but low heat. The biochemical treatment we use dries off the polluted water that makes up 45% of the rubbish, so it is easier for burning. The 55% organic contents are turned into organic fertilizer.
Guo's factory processes 1,000 tons of rubbish every day in Shanghai. Of this, the machine filters out more than 100 tons of plastic, 5 tons of metal, 30 tons of glass, and 5 tons of rubber. Together with the 100 tons of organic fertilizer it can produce daily, Guo's factory can earn more than 700,000 yuan for every 1,000 tons of rubbish. He says the 180 million yuan lump sum investment can break even in 6.5 years.
After biochemical treatment, only 20% of the rubbish remains, and this is incinerated. The dregs can be made into bricks and used for road construction. The resulting pollution is dramatically lower than direct incineration or landfilling.
Less than 10% of Shanghai's household rubbish is biochemically treated. Industry insiders suggest that 6 biochemical treatment factories are needed to serve the city's needs. Each of them would process 10 to 1,200 tons of household rubbish per day, allowing the city to move towards its goal of zero direct landfill by 2015. Cai Jue for BizWatch.